December 1st, 2023. It was the beginning of the holiday season, a season full of festivity and joy, and I was in the jolliest of moods. The day started off like any normal day. I got my drink, which turned out to be hot cocoa this time, and went to the couch to catch up on the news. And that's when I found out that the thumbtack murderer had struck again. I guess I should take this time to introduce myself to anyone who comes across this journal. My name's Luke Masters, and I've been working as a detective for the past 5 years. There have recently been a stretch of murders by a man with the name of the thumbtack murderer, who was given his name by means of burning the remains of the person killed and only leaving one piece in each and every crime scene. A single thumb, pinned on with a thumbtack. We haven't gotten any closer to finding this guy. He picks his targets at random. There really isn't a pattern to the 6 people he has already killed, one of them being my I took some time off the case. I needed to clear my head. I didn't know when I was going to come back until about half a minute later, I got a call.
Hello?
It was the chief.
Hey there, Luke. How have you been?
I've been hanging in there.
Oh, okay, that's good, that's good. Listen, have you seen the news lately?
Yeah, I have.
So you know that this freak has got another innocent person then?
Yeah, I have.
So then, you gotta understand, I'm in a little bit of a pickle right now. Look, what I'm trying to say is, you gotta come back. I understand why you left, and I respect that. But none of these idiots can do the same job that you can. And we both know damn well that this freak isn't just gonna stop with this woman. So, are you in?
Give me half an hour.
Oh, these guys better watch out.
And that is how I got myself back onto this case. I eventually made my way over to the scene of the crime. It happened to be in the shed next to the woman's house. I reached into my bag, got my gloves, and went to work. It seemed like the day got dimmer as soon as I laid my eyes on that thing. And by that thing, obviously, I mean thumb. Outside of the thumb, there were some blood marks around some equipment at the scene of the crime. By looking at these blood marks, it seems like the murderer had a tougher time with this victim than other ones. But even with that, however, the blood marks were insignificant. There wasn't anything else left to find, so I just collected whatever evidence I had already found. Locked up the doors. And left. I finally made my way home. But there was still more work to do. As I cooked myself a meal, I made some calls to get some witness testimonies and more articles from news outlets.
Hey there, this is Luke. I was okay. Alright, thanks.
As I ate my meal, I wrote an email to the chief about what I had found today, including the photos I took at the scene. Yet while I was doing all of this, there seemed to be something that was bothering me. Something just didn't feel quite right about the whole thing. As I was thinking about this, I heard my doorbell ring. It was those papers I'd called about earlier. It was safe to say I had my work cut out for me that day. As I read through these papers, I hoped to finally scratch that itch that had been nagging at me all this time, but to no avail. Most of these papers were useless, but that doesn't mean it was completely useless. I learned that apparently the woman was killed around 8 p.m. on November 30th. The neighbors had apparently heard the victim's screams and headed over right away. But by then it was too late. That's at least something. It was late. I decided to pack it up for the night, not without that thought still in my head. The thought that had been nagging at me all day. How could this murderer be so perfect? There was nothing to trace at the scene of the crime. There had to be at least something I could have gone off of, making me wonder if there was something I'd missed from earlier crime scenes. With that, I went to bed, full of intrigue as to what the next day will bring.